George, that box of Christmas items was over there in the holiday section.
I didn't realize we had dedicated sections.
Of course, silly. You don't want people looking randomly at things. There's a whole science to garage sales.
Okay. I'm surprised to get rid of these. I figured you'd sooner part with one of the kids than sell some of your Mrs. Claus figurines.
I am a big fan of Mrs. C.
I always got the sense you ascribed an unrealistic importance to Father Christmas's missus. Like she was some symbol of the disenfranchised, walking arm in arm with Susan B. Anthony and Gloria Steinem.
You're making fun of me.
Not at all. You've just always been so attached to them, these inanimate objects.
Well, I figured it was time to move on. A healthy purge. Speaking of which, that basement of yours could do with a little purging.
Why is it only my basement when it needs cleaning, or you want to get rid of something? I thought you liked our basement.
I do, and I know that you're especially proud of those custom shelving units you built for those, what do you call them?
Collectibles.
Inanimate objects. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. But other than that washer dryer, everything else down there is yours. And there's so much of it. Spider-Man, Star Wars, X-Men, Game of Thrones. I can't keep track of it all. They're taking over.
So you thought?
So I thought you could part with a few dozen pieces.
I don't think so. Besides, think how much more space we'll have once we get rid of all this.
Oh, you're not bringing any more collectibles into the house. We've reached maximum density in there.
Okay.
I do appreciate your help.
It was my idea.
I know. I can't quite figure it. I've been bugging you to do a garage sale for years. Why now?
Seemed as good a time as any.
Remember when we were first married? We'd go garage sailing almost every weekend.
I do.
Oh, come on! You enjoyed it too. Waking up early on Saturday morning.
Strike one.
Looking through other people's knickknacks.
See right two.
Spending what little we had on a few trinkets to bring into our new home.
And you're out of there!
Don't you remember any of that?
What I remember is you walking up to a table full of nothing and going, "Isn't this cute?" Then at the next table, the same thing. "Isn't this cute?" And the one after that. And the one after that. So everything can't be cute.
Why not?
Because when everything's cute, you wind up right where we are now, with a house full of shit.
Scoff all you want. You loved it. You came along every time.
I loved you. I would have gone anywhere you did.
That may be the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
Really?
Yeah, you say so few, they're easy to remember. Of course, using the present tense would have been sweet.
I just don't see the attraction.
Oh, come on, dear. Don't be so self-conscious. You're handsome enough, or would you prefer cute?
The attraction of garage sales. Like, for instance, why do we have to set up at the crack of dawn? Only fishermen are awake this early.
We have to be ready for the early birds, George. If people driving by don't see activity, they figure there's nothing worth looking at and just move along. So, setting up properly is key. Drama, diversity, display.
Say what?
Drama. Put the eye-catching pieces, like furniture, near the street to draw people in. Diversity. You can't have racks and racks of clothes and nothing else. If potentials aren't shopping for clothes, you've given them no reason to stop. See, we've got clothes, but we've also got toys and games and dishware and decorations. People love looking for that diamond in the rough.
Like the purple toilet seat cover you're at Marie for a shave for our anniversary?
Display. You can't make people sort through a box of stuff that's covered with cobwebs and whatnot. An organized appearance can make all the difference.
You sure know a lot about this.
It's fun.
I think we need to revisit your idea of fun.
A bit early for you to be so snarky, isn't it?
There's just something unappealing about this whole experience.
As you pointed out, it was your idea.
Strangers sifting through someone's life, what they've kept and held on to for years, judging them by what they value and how much they value it. Things handed down, tossed aside, forgotten. When at the end of the day, it's all just junk.
You really aren't a morning person, are you? You know what they say, one man's trash is
You
another-
can't put a price on someone's life.
I'm glad you said something. I almost forgot price tags.
You're gonna label everything?
Of course. People like it when they can see what you're charging. And it saves you from having to answer, oh, how much do you want for this? Every 2 minutes.
Good thinking, I hate haggling.
George, you have to haggle. That's part of the process.
No way. I'm not watching some old timer come along wanting to get a George Foreman grill for 50 cents. Please, we're not giving stuff away. No, we'll charge a fair price for everything and market as such. And if I'm lucky, I won't even have to talk to anyone either.
Well, you're going to have to work the crowd. There's no way around that. Just, turn on some of that charm you're always telling me about.
Well,
You what?
I guess I thought that would be your job.
And what do you plan on doing?
Me? I'm organized labor.
As long as you're not organizing to take a nap, mister.
Yes, I'm muscle.
Garage sales don't require bouncers.
What if some old biddy gets out of line? I've seen it happen.
You're being ridiculous. George, you have to help.
I will. By lending a hand when some frail customer needs purchases carried to the car. Moving the big ticket items.
Oh, what's that? You can't put that chair out.
I thought you hated this chair.
I do now. I didn't when we bought it from the Browns.
So?
So what if they stop by? We buy it from them at their garage sale and then turn around and sell it ourselves 6 months later when we're tired of it? What do you call that?
The conservation of matter. It is neither created nor destroyed. It just gets moved from yard to yard.
Throw another pillow on it.
There, I've done my part. Can I go now?
George!
Come on, Brenda, you're better at this than I am. Everyone knows you have an unshakable, positive attitude.
Suck up. We're supposed to be doing this together. Besides, you have to be out here for Jackie. I told her she could set up a lemonade stand over there. She wants to be near her dad.
Why?
Beats me. Oh, price tags. Should anyone show before I get back out here, promise me you won't scare them away by charging too much. We're not Sotheby's. Be reasonable.
How are we going to make any money that way?
Look, George, we get rid of some crap we don't use anymore. We make a few bucks. We call it a day. No one's getting rich off a garage sale.
Be reasonable.
You know, there's only a one-letter difference between a garage sale and a garbage sale.
Buzz off.
See? That's why you can't work retail. You're terrible people.
You're not people.
The mouth of the wicked conceals violence.
So where are you off to so early on a Saturday, Archie?
Oh, not off to you, boy wonder. Just getting back. I was helping set up the hall over the Knights of Columbus for tomorrow's pancake breakfast, and the king is going to be off the hook.
Really?
Want me to save you a seat?
I'm sure it'll be crowded.
Please, I got unlimited pull over there. I'm like the George Clooney of pancake breakfasts.
I'm not even sure I understand that.
Brad Pitt, then. Who was that actor was with him in Fight Club?
Meatloaf? This event wouldn't have anything to do with a woman now, would it?
No, I'm done with women. They don't find me desirable.
I can't imagine why.
I mean, I'm never prepared for what they'll say.
Have you ever noticed when you're around someone you're interested in that you turn into Woody Allen? Well, actually, the thing is, I'm gonna have to...
I can't help it, all right? I mean, it's like my brain won't send messages to my mouth fast enough for me to say the right thing. It's like somewhere between here and here is Congress.
Your approval ratings are abysmally low.
Well, I've resigned myself to the fact that I'm destined to walk this earth alone. You know, they say one of the first steps towards change is acceptance. So, despite your insinuations, I'm donating my time out of the kindness of my unselfish heart.
In my experience, there's no such thing as a truly selfless act.
Cynic. Look, you sure you want to come? I'm cooking.
You're cooking? I'll pass.
But I'm making my famous lemon-rolled Swedish pancakes!
I didn't realize your club sponsored these kinds of events.
Oh, we're more than a club, Chewy. We're a movement, a crusade, a brotherhood, a fellowship.
Hogs for Jesus? If our classmates back north could see you now, no one would ever peg you for the holy roller you're to come, Arch.
Hey, the Lord is my ride captain, my armor, my skid lid. Whether I'm out on the big slab or just doing whatever, he's there for me, protecting me.
Right.
Plus, I figure he won't abandon me when that zombie apocalypse comes.
How exactly does a man of faith, such as yourself, justify a fear of the undead?
Oh, but I'm not afraid. When that day of reckoning comes, and it will come, whether it's some sort of ascension or hordes of the undead firing vomit and eyeballs at me, I'll be ready. And I am stoked!
How many Red Bulls did you have this morning?
What? Get out of here. 3 or 4 tops. Hey, first customer. Remember, pleasing words are a honeycomb.
How much for the crock pot?
Oh, actually, my wife was supposed to come out here.
How much?
For you, darling, $10.
You're rich for my blood. Darling, my ass.
You see, that's precisely the look of disdain that I absolutely despise. Like a cheater at bingo or something.
You need to dial it down a notch. You're going to be carting all this stuff back into the house.
I can't afford to do that.
What'd you say? You're so far away! Look, can I see you tomorrow or what?
Not my scene.
All right, just thought you could use a good meal, that's all.
There's still food in the fridge, thank you very much.
Food? How about some of the bread of life?
That's not the kind of bread I need right now.
Still nothing in the job search, huh?
Not even a nibble.
How long's it been?
6 weeks.
Oh. Well, fear not, Igor. I'm on the case. There's got to be something in here for an out-of-work computer programmer.
No one's hiring. Companies are outsourcing their IT jobs.
Well, who says you got to keep doing that for the rest of your life?
My dad always worked at the supermarket, and my grandfather was a bartender there his whole life.
Yeah, but things are different now than they were for our parents. I mean, people change careers all the time nowadays. In their 40s, their 50s, even their 60s sometimes. You know, it's never too late to be who you might have been.
That's something to consider, I guess.
That's the spirit. Now, what do we got here? Railroad engineer? Nope. Dog walker? Stripper?
I don't think so.
You need something substantial, you know, something steady. What about becoming a nurse?
A nurse?
Oh, banker!
Okay, stop naming random occupations.
I'm trying to help. You got any other marketable skills?
No.
So what about going out to community college, huh? Taking a class or something. CSI stuff, forensics, that's all the rage these days.
I don't have the money to go back to school and learn something new.
You should never put a price on bettering yourself. Always worth it in the end.
Maybe tomorrow.
Boast not of tomorrow, for you know not what any day may bring forth.
Well, if the world ends today, being unemployed will be the least of my worries.
Hey, when the world ends, stay close to me. I'll get you upstairs. Got you 6, Goose.
Why am I always Goose? I should be Maverick.
You're no maverick. Oh, man, would you look at this? I mean, after all that Hurricane Sandy nonsense, these people got to deal with this fire, too. It's just awful.
I know. Parasol's gone. Even Maruka's burned down.
Get out of here. I was just there a couple weeks ago. Hey, if your house were burning down, what's the one thing you'd run back inside and grab if you could?
Why do you always have to go to that place?
No time to think. What are you grabbing?
The drawings in the refrigerator.
Really? Kind of figured you'd go straight for that basement and grab some of those expensive collectibles.
The kids drew them.
Oh, how sentimental. Wait a second. What are the drawings of?
Star Wars characters.
Ha!
Look, speaking of getting sentimental, do me a favor and don't breathe a word about Marukas to Brenda just yet, okay? That's where we had our first date, in my record.
All right, my lips are sealed, but you should tell her. Remember, the truth shall set you free.
Not everyone tells the truth all the time like you, Archie. In an effort to coexist with others, they will, on occasion, tell a lie, just to get through the day without any unnecessary tension. So if uncomfortable situations are like a stick of butter, think of me as a sharp, warm knife.
What am I?
A dull spoon.
Thanks a lot.
I'm just saying, not every truth is worth revealing right away, okay? You don't get that. You're not married.
So you keep reminding me.
You don't understand how much of a tightrope the truth can be in a marriage.
I understand this. She's gonna find out anyway. You're better off just telling the truth. Truth always comes out in the end. Well, I'm about to thrash you down the freeway. Enjoy your garbage sale.
What, you're leaving? Can't you see I'm on a freaking island here?
You are not.
I'm out of my element. You saw. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. What happened to having my 6?
All right. Copy that, gold leader. Let me go home and swap out my leathers, and I'll be back to school you on how it's done.
Thanks.
Stay vertical, brother.
Oh, and Arch, one more thing. Can you not rev the engine when you leave?
Oh, the yard shark.
Family dog, yes. You know how skid his tricks he's anyway, always bolting at the slightest noise.
Can't you even exert a little bit of control over that little fur ball? There's something the matter with you, Babaloo.
So you keep reminding me.
All right, I'll coast to the corner. Fair enough?
See you in a few. Morning! Excellent choice. I remember the day I bought that for my wife.
I don't remember asking.
Ah, we're having a special on that today.
Of course you are. It's a garage sale, dummy.
Well, I'm just here to help. Can I get you a price on anything?
Yes. How much for you to blow?
Well, I don't want your stupid money anyway.
George, you're not supposed to drive off our customers. Customers good.
I know that, but
Let's stop acting like the garage sale Gestapo.
they have that? Look, I was just trying to encourage you.
You will buy this, Serena Carson. You will like it. It was handcrafted by the famous Aufschnitter Hunziker.
All right, that's enough.
We have days of making you purchase.
Told you I wasn't any good at this.
All right, how much did we make so far?
$3.27. But I think the 2 pennies are already in my pocket.
You're right. You stink. I'm kidding. Will you relax? What is eating you?
Nothing.
Well then, try and enjoy yourself, huh? This is supposed to be fun, remember? I'm going to go look for that box of children's books. Will you be all right?
Yeah, whatever. You go do self. $1 for lemonade?
Yep,
You're kidding yourself, young one.
it's supposed to be a warm day. People get thirsty.
But $1? I've got people talking me down to $1 for cameras. The vultures! You're pricing yourself right out of business, kiddo. Don't you listen to your mother? What am I saying?
Dad, I don't need your help, okay? You go over there and do your thing, and I'll be right over here doing mine.
Uh-huh.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
what is this?
It's a garden gnome.
It does something, yes?
Well, it's kind of a yard decoration. It's used to, sort of.
It will protect your home from evil.
This is one angry-looking gnome, yes?
Shall we go back?
How much?
$5.
I have only one.
I'm sorry. We have other things that are $1.
Yes, but everything else is
Not what you're looking for?
crap.
Classic marketing mistake, Renfield. You tried the hard sell and you pushed her right into the arms of your competition.
She's not the competition. She's my daughter. Besides, she'll do no better. Just watch. Unbelievable.
Now, jealousy rots the bones.
Shut up. Did you come back to preach or to sell?
Look, you're likely needed help on both fronts.
She got lucky.
Maybe you should try her approach.
What, the so full eyes routine?
You could use her kind of luck.
All right.
Oh, you got luck, Horatio. All bad.
It's not fair!
Come on, I'll buy you lemonade.
Hey! Whoa, what's that? In your back pocket?
Oh, almost forgot. They got your mail.
Where did you get that?
What do you think? From your mailbox?
You opened my mailbox? No, no, no!
You're welcome.
Don't go in the mailbox. Don't ever go in the mailbox.
What's the matter with you?
The mailbox is the harbinger of all worldly evil, like some grotesque thing out of the Hellboy comics. No one goes into the mailbox.
Everyone goes in the mailbox. What's wrong?
Oh, look at this, will ya? Bill, Uber bill.
That's what mail is. Without bills and catalogs, there's no such thing as mail. What's really going on here?
I don't think I can pay these, Archie. How much longer? I mean, I tried to plan for a rainy day, but
But not for a flood. Look, everybody's in the same boat you are, okay? Unemployment benefits running out, still no job. At least the company gave you a severance package, right?
it'll never last. The mortgage, vet bills, car payments, college funds for 2 kids. Shit, just basic groceries. It's too much.
This is why I don't have kids. They each had a house and home. Of course, having a suitable wife would be helpful too.
It's gonna get dicey around here pretty quick.
Oh, I was thinking. You know how you always build stuff for the house, right? What if you went down to the shore and helped with the boardwalk rebuild there? I mean, you get paid for doing something you love, and you give back to the community at the same time. It's good karma for you.
I don't know. I'm all for helping, but when your hobby becomes work, then it's not a hobby anymore. Besides, when that job's done, then what? That's just a Band-Aid on the Titanic.
All right, I guess so. Well, something's bound to turn up sooner or later. So buck up, camper. You're not gonna be out of work forever.
Keep your voice down.
What? You're not the first guy to lose his job.
Just think how embarrassed she'll be when she finds out.
You haven't told her yet? That's a mistake.
I told you, the men in my family don't lose jobs. I just don't want to see that look of disappointment in her eyes.
You should be setting a good example for her, Be upfront with her. Frankly, I'm surprised Brenda signed on for the whole... No. Don't tell me. You didn't tell your wife yet either?
Not on purpose. The first day home, I just didn't want to talk about it. Or the second day. Then before I knew it, a week had gone by. Now, I don't even know what to say.
I don't understand.
I told you, it's embarrassing.
How embarrassed are you going to be when you got to tell your friends that your wife went club relying on your hide?
That's not what I'm afraid of.
Uh-oh. Does she shuffle when she walks?
No.
Does she feed on human remains?
No.
Does she...
Archie! She's not a zombie. I'm afraid I'll disappoint her too.
Just tell her, okay? The longer you wait, the more miserable you're going to make yourself. Oh my God, you know what this is? This is the broken window thing all over again.
Huh?
Remember we were in the 6th grade and you broke that window in Sister John Anderson's classroom?
That was an accident.
Right, but what did the school make you do?
I had to tell my mother and father what I'd done, and they had to pay for a new window. Oh God. I waited all day, read up until bedtime before I said anything. I was miserable all night worrying.
And?
They were cool about it, actually. Told me they'd take care of it. And I should never be afraid to tell them anything.
You see, not the end of the world.
They're my parents. They have to love me.
I mean, while I'm repulsed by your accent, I gotta admit, I'm kind of impressed you managed to keep it quiet this long. Hasn't anybody from the office called?
No, no one. I guess I didn't really have many close friends there.
You know, I noticed that about you. I mean, you really don't connect with people that way, do you? I mean, other than me or Brenda, would anybody really save you from a zombie attack?
In that very specific circumstance, I'd like to think even a stranger would. Besides, what's the big deal? I don't form attachments that easily. You know how my family is. We're never what you call the touchy-feely type. Except my aunt and uncle with their sloppy, wet kisses.
Oh, look, showing affection doesn't always mean kissing.
You know what I mean. We're always supportive. We just never felt the need to tell each other, I love you. Never hugged. Archie, no.
Come on, boo-boo, bring it in. You'll feel better.
You crazy? Get off me!
Don't fight it, I love you!
Can I help you?
Do you have any watches?
On the far table. Stay away from me!
Alright. Look, I mean, doesn't Brenda wonder why you're home every day? She's not an idiot. What do you say to her?
Nothing. I go to the park every day.
Holy bell bottles. You're just like Peter Brady. Remember that episode of the Brady Bunch where he got fired from Mr. Martinelli's bike shop and then he was too embarrassed to tell his folks so they went to the park and fed the pigeons instead?
Jackson Park has ducks.
Missing the point.
And I did not get fired.
I know. You were right size, downsize, smart size,
Exactly.
streamlined, impacted, outsourced.
It's amazing how impersonal they can make such a personal, life-changing event seem.
They gave you the golden anvil.
This is all McGregor's fault. He sold me out, the little crap weasel.
You can hardly blame McGregor.
Why not?
You're the one who was shouting out movie quotes at board meetings. Like, when the workload got too heavy, you'd be all like, hailing frequencies open. We can't take off, Captain. We don't have the power. When someone put a new assignment on your desk, you'd be all like, not the ballworms, not the ballworms.
That was just my way of blowing off steam.
I think you want to get the axe.
I think the zombies have a munching in their frontal lobe.
Face it, you got a bad attitude.
I do not.
Excuse me?
What?
Got a question.
Prove it. Engage this customer with some personality and politeness.
I'm sorry, how can I help you?
Does radio work?
It sure does. I had some batteries around. Here they are. This also plays CDs, and if you're nice to it, tell you the weather. Just a little joke.
I don't need a CD player or a comedian. I just need a radio.
Well, there you go.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make.
Take this job and
Take it!
What about the batteries?
They're on the house! Everywhere I turn, another slap in the face. Someone upstairs really must hate me.
Hey, hold your tongue, Dr. Blasphemy. Just had a spell of bad fortune, that's all. It happens. Hey, look, what you need is a plan, all right? A really good plan.
This was my plan.
A garage sale? You thought this would bail you out? Look, I don't see you making a mint off of half a dozen address books and a ceramic chicken with a green hat on it.
You never know. People make obscene amounts of money on those HD TV yard sale shows.
That's because there are cameras on everyone. No one wants to come off looking like George Costanza on live television.
But I thought that...
Thought what? You were going to snow some old woman into emptying her bank account off of a 6-piece set of Shirley Temple videos? It's a collector's set.
Those aren't mine.
What do you say to a guy like you?
Hey, I'm trying to do the right thing here.
Yeah, well, you're going about it the wrong way. And you're lying to your wife.
There's a word for that kind of lie. Hope.
Well, as usual, your hope runs off like useless water.
I can fix this. I know I can. I just need a little more time. All the truth is going to do now is hurt her.
So you're not going to say anything?
No. And neither are you. After I get a job and things settle down, then I'll tell her. And we'll have a nice little laugh over it too.
You know, when the zombies come,
Oh, brother.
when the zombies come, they'll be looking for brains. So rest easy, Barney Rubble. You'll be safe.
What's that supposed to mean?
What was that item you were bidding for on eBay that one time? Some space freighter or something?
Super Star Destroyer.
That's the one. Needed for your collection, you said.
What about it?
Memory serves, that was a $20 toy?
Worth 10 times that.
So 200. How much you end up paying for it in the end?
400.
$400!
I couldn't help it. I got caught in a bidding war. What's your point?
You didn't tell Brenda about that one either. I mean, not until afterwards, at least. And what'd she do?
She threatened to stick my head in the toilet next time. But I didn't lie. I just withheld information.
Good luck with that, defense counselor. Excuse me while I get the plunger. You told me before you told her. You never learn, do you? Better a poor man than a liar.
Well, right now I'm both. Look, just don't say anything, okay?
More secrets? Look, I hate secrets.
You're supposed to be my friend.
I can't be party to this.
Isn't there something in the Bible about spilling secrets? Sure, you can bind up wounds and forgive insults, but he who betrays secrets does hopeless damage.
You know, it really bugs me when you throw God's words back in my face. All right, I won't say anything, but if you promise to tell her, and soon, you know I'm right.
Tonight, when the garage sale is over.
Hey, good for you.
Just the watch of the book of quotes, too.
You keep the book. A lot of wisdom in there.
Thanks. Oh, sir, this is too much. That end is marked much lower.
Such a nice piece. Doesn't seem fair.
You sure?
Giving comes easy, son.
Maybe my luck's about to change.
Knowing you, I wouldn't count on it.
Thanks for coming, Sally.
Oh, no problem. Not like I'd have any plans on a Saturday.
You realize you said that aloud? You mustn't put so much pressure on yourself. Romance will happen for you when the time is right.
Yeah, I've heard that advice before. Usually from other married people.
Sorry. Anyway, George has been so uptight lately, like every single decision we're super critical somehow. So, I thought it would have to have a buffer today.
A buffer. Now that I can be. So you still haven't told him yet?
Haven't had the courage. I'd feel better if I knew how he'd react. I mean, I think I know, but I'd like to be sure.
See, that's the advantage of being alone. All I have to worry about is me. No secrets, no hurt feelings. Just pure, unadulterated misery.
Still allowed, Sally.
Right.
If I tell her I was trying to spare her feelings, that's not good enough. Even though women use that excuse all the time. How is that fair?
'Cause women are smarter than men. They are, Garfunkel. I mean, how can you argue otherwise when our gender thinks that the pinnacle of human ingenuity is the remote control?
But it's brilliant!
I know that, but somehow we haven't been able to move past that remote. I mean, our phones, our cars, we've become this push-button society. And until someone invents an app that will kill zombies on sight, humanity has no hope for survival. That's a fact.
I can't understand why you're single.
Does it bother you lying to him like that? Oh, I think I'd go mad if I was keeping something from someone. You know, if I were ever in a relationship.
That's the minefield, isn't it? When to tell the truth, how much to tell.
That's true, and I suppose everyone lies.
Yes, but women lie about what? Our age, our weight. They're still lies, but at the end of the day, they're inconsequential things, really. No one gets hurt.
Unless you're sitting on someone's lap.
Now take men. What do they lie about?
What they can do, their accomplishments.
That's right. Inflated stories about their careers.
How much they can bench press.
I don't need to ask for directions. We're not lost.
I can fix the toilet myself.
You'd think they were applying for a job every time you got them to engage in conversation. And any sign of weakness could be judged as a character flaw. So they try to control the story.
Yes, but why?
Fear. They're never quite certain how much we really know, and that scares the crap out of them. The myth of female omniscience is the Yeti. roaming the mental landscape of the modern male.
And yet you still haven't told him.
Thanks for reminding me, Sally.
Oh man, Danny done in the homework machine. This is my favorite book when I was a kid. We're not getting rid of this.
You need to learn how to let things go.
Excuse me. Enjoying that, are we? Would you like to finish it? The price to buy and the price to read are the same.
But
Horror in Paradise. It's all about natural disasters.
My second favorite book as a child.
How prophetic.
Can I just finish that one last chapter on the Johnstown flood?
No!
lovely day for a garage sale, George.
Hey, Sally, if you say so.
Where's Jackie? You sent her around the corner? Why would you do that?
She's giving the first glass of lemonade away for free now.
How sweet.
A second glass is $5. When I asked her why, she said the refills contain the antidote.
You're making that up.
She's stealing away all of our business.
This isn't about money, George.
Everything is about money.
She's doing something she enjoys. You should support her instead of,
Instead of what?
well, frankly, being jealous of your 10-year-old daughter.
Sure, she's just an ambitious, motivated young entrepreneur.
That's what they said about little Bernie Madoff.
Can you possibly know so little about your own child? You should be nicer to her. She's going to be taking care of you when you're old and grayer.
Did you get that book thief to pay up?
No. But she did promise to return it when she's done.
What am I, the public freaking library?
Archie, good to see you, honey.
Ooh. Hello, miss. Can I ever interest you in a chafing dish?
Miss, why so formal?
I'm sorry.
You don't remember me, do you?
Watch out.
Have we met?
Jackie's band recital about 3 months ago.
Archie, this is Sally Klein. We used to teach together years ago. She works over at Jackie's school.
Sally! Of course!
You still have no idea who I am.
None whatsoever.
In that case, nice to meet you again.
Pleasure's all yours.
You're an EMT, right?
Yeah.
Such a noble line of work. You can always tell a lot about a man by his chosen profession.
So what's new, Archie?
Well, I'm excited about my trip next month.
Oh, where are you headed?
San Diego. It's a training seminar for work.
Tell them what you're training for.
Why do you guys say it like that? You don't gotta say it like that. It's not being a brother.
What's the training for, Archie?
It's a disaster preparedness program. You know, what to do in case of pandemic, earthquake, hurricane, terrorist attack, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and all sorts are attending too. We got Marines, Navy Special Ops, police, first responders, you name it.
That sounds really interesting.
What's the matter with that? That's right up his alley.
Now tell them the theme for this year's seminar. Go on. Don't be shy. Tell the truth.
What to do in case of a zombie apocalypse. The theory being that the responses we make when the zombies come will serve us well for natural disasters too.
Oh.
When the zombies come?
Sure. When there's no room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Some friends you are. But if the zombies chase us, I'm tripping you.
Thanks, Archie. I haven't had a good laugh like that in a while. Now, George, go and retrieve my daughter.
Well, I can't abandon my post.
I'll get her. I wanted to say hello anyway.
Thank you. You. It appears we have some open space over here in the kitchen area. Down in the basement, there's a box of silverware that will fit perfectly right there.
Where in the basement?
It's in the corner by that glass case, the one with your dolls in it. What?
Dolls, madam? They don't wear dresses.
Some of them do.
They're action figures.
Action? They don't do anything. They just sit on a shelf.
They're collector's items, and they're worth more than everything in this yard put together.
Really? Maybe we should sell them instead.
Oh, let's not talk crazy now.
Those are exactly the type of inflammatory remarks that the zombies feed on.
Settle down, man. We're not kidding.
Kidding?
Sure, it's all fun and games till someone gets bit.
George! Finally, I had to get you one. Can you keep a secret?
Oh, come on.
You know those statues that George has in the den?
Which ones?
The expensive ones.
Do they have legs?
No.
Then those aren't statues. Those are called mini busts.
What's the difference?
You're referring to the shape of the thing. It's the one
Archie,
that
look,
stops.
I broke one of them. I was vacuuming yesterday, and the cord got wrapped around the desk, and when I tugged, kerblam. I didn't need to do it.
Was it a comic book piece or one of the Star Wars ones?
I'm not sure.
Clean break or
Shattered.
Okay, no problem. We can douse this fire. Do you have a bag, a large one?
Yes.
Good.
You want me to stuff the pieces in the bag and dispose of it?
Not exactly, but we're gonna need some money.
Are you gonna replace it?
Hardly. George knows all the serial numbers by heart.
What then?
Brenda, listen to me very carefully. If you follow my instructions to the letter, everything will be fine, okay? Pack your bags, you're going on a long trip.
Archie! For heaven's sake, I need help!
Help? I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Thanks for switching into paranoid mode. Maybe you won't even notice.
Won't even notice? The man knows when they've been moved a millimeter, and you think he won't notice an entire piece missing?
So many statues!
Mini bus!
I'll bust you! Shit. He's gonna know the next time he walks in the room, isn't he?
Well, you're gonna have to distract him somehow. Take off your clothes, that'll work.
Great. Then what about the next time he goes in there? Archie, I can't just robe every time George goes into the den. He'll think I'm making a porn film.
Ew, disgusting. Look, you gotta tell, you're gonna just come clean. I mean, you're better off telling him. I mean, he'd do the same for you.
Really?
Yep.
3 words. Superstar destroyer. Do you remember that fiasco? He didn't say a word. Well, neither am I. No. This one I take to the grave.
You'll never make it. Guilt lodges in the tent of the arrogant.
You won't say anything either, Archie.
What makes you so sure? He's my best friend.
Because I know where you park your motorcycle.
Son of a beach ball.
Jackie will be along shortly. She's holding up fairly well, all things considered.
What do you mean?
You know, the English class?
What about English class?
That inappropriate poem she wrote? A failing grade's one thing, but threatening suspension, that's a bit much. It's all just a misunderstanding. Still, she seems fine. What, didn't she tell you?
She did not.
Wonder where she learned that from.
When she gets back, I expected to get to the bottom of this with your daughter.
Why is she only my daughter when she does something wrong?
Because she spends half her time in your basement.
What are you gonna do?
What I always do when I'm upset. Archie, help him sell something, anything.
So, what does she do when she's upset?
Cooks.
Huh. I wonder what she'll lace your food with.
Thanks for planting that thought. What the hell are you doing?
Selling. To him, the man in black. I'm going to sell him something.
Oh shit, what's he doing here?
Well, you know him?
Clint Parker. We used to work together years ago. Then he broke off, started his own company, mega successful.
Excuse me.
He's got money to burn. In fact, he never fails to point out.
I'll bet he's got a beautiful mailbox.
Excuse me. Does this TV get channel 6?
Sure does.
You know, I really need to see
exactly what you suggest. I plug it in. My ass?
Get it?
Oh, here he comes. Look, this guy's a real charmer. He could talk the left leg off a zombie. So do me a favor and don't get sucked in by him, okay?
You got it. I'll stonewall him.
Parker?
Mars. A garage sale. How perfectly middle class. I'm just kidding. It's more American than a garage sale, am I right? Hello, Clint Parker.
Archie Tulane.
Is that your sled over there?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a Kawasaki Ninja 300, if I'm not mistaken.
The man knows his equipment.
Figured Mars couldn't afford a motorcycle. I've always been into motorcycles, but I started seriously collecting them around the time I made my first million.
You never told me you knew a millionaire. You didn't get the newsletter?
Of course, it's not just about salaries, William.
Archie.
You've got to invest. Isn't that right, Mars? Otherwise, your money's just not working for you. That's why I bought an MTT turbine superbike. Now that filly's got a lot of power. Every time I put the hammer down, I got a hard time keeping the dirty side. It's not just about the ride.
Oh.
That baby's a collectible, nearly doubled in value. Someday I'll sell her and reap the rewards.
Oh, I've always wanted to ride one of those. You know that book's listed in the Guinness Book of World Records? Most powerful motorcycle ever.
Enchanting.
Jay Leno owns one.
Oh, he must be so happy.
You should stop by. Check her out. After you finish helping Mars here, scrounge up some lunch money, of course.
What happened to stonewalling him?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, by the way, tell McGregor I said hi.
He knows.
Knows what?
The man of work. You heard him. Scrounge up some lunch money and say hello to McGregor. He knows.
Ah, you're imagining things.
Am I? Then why needle me like that, huh? Why even come here? He's needed his crap. He knows. And he's gonna tell Brenda. And Brenda will kill me. Not out here, in the open, with witnesses. No, she'll brood for a week, then sneak into the den while I'm watching Toy Hunters and slit my throat with an ice pick, the one I didn't manage to sell today!
Whoa, calm down, Lightspeed. The tachometer's way off.
Is it?
Oh no. Winter is coming.
I think my lunch is to force my stomach.
That'd be the arsenic.
Here she comes.
All right, just be cool, Jimmy Olsen, all right? Tell her her eyes are like doves.
There's the love of my life, my reason for living. Where have you been?
Be cool.
That was cool.
George.
So what did Clint want? You both were looking over here.
Oh, he wanted Archie's phone number. He's going to call you about a motorcycle ride.
Whoa, a ride. He said that. Those were his exact words. A ride with Archie.
Really?
Never had a millionaire for a friend.
Turncoat.
No, but he didn't
He
mention...
didn't ask about work?
Oh, Clint doesn't have to work anymore.
My work.
No, why would he?
No reason.
But he did fill me in on the news.
He did?
And I want you to know, it's okay. I'm okay.
You are?
You didn't have to keep it from me.
I didn't?
Of course not.
Oh, thank God. I mean, yeah, I was going to tell you, I swear. I just figured to wait until, tonight, after the garage sale. No sense you dwelling there all day. There's nothing you can do about it right now.
I know, and things will get better, but I do think moving might be a good idea.
Moving? That's a bit hasty, isn't it? Give it some time.
Time isn't going to save the old place. It's gone.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
What can you do?
Plenty, believe me.
What else is there to do but start over when a life goes up in flames?
That's a bit over dramatic, don't you think?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Marukas. Clint mentioned that it burned down in the fire, but they're thinking of moving to a new location while they rebuild.
Right! Best thing for them, give it the old callous try.
Huh?
Many strokes overthrow the tallest oaks. The darkest hour is just before the dawn.
Mm-hmm. And what were you talking about just before?
Jackie! Your mother and I want to talk to you.
Can I wait, Dad? I want to get set up again. I'm making a bundle.
I'm making a bundle.
George!
Listen, Jackie, what's all this business about a poem?
You heard about that?
Yes, despite the fact that it didn't come straight from you.
Sorry, Mom. I just don't see why it was such a big deal. I followed the directions. They just didn't like what I wrote. There's no accounting for taste, I guess.
Well, school must be objecting to it for a reason. Do you remember what was in it?
Eating flesh all night, eating brains by candlelight, mowing you undead gnome.
That's a zombie haiku! Hee-hee! Thriller! Double jacks! Air guitar! Race the blackboard! Going up, we're going down. Going up, we're going down. Whoa! No more Walking Dead marathons with our daughter, if you please. You've had quite enough influence on her for one lifetime. Listen, Jackie, the fact of the matter is, people at your school are a little upset over the whole thing. Considering the content of your piece, do you think they might have a point?
I'm telling you, Mom and Dad, it's nothing but a smear campaign.
It's not right. Well, they want to suspend you, Jackie. I'm afraid we're going to have to go see your principal and discuss this matter.
I got it covered.
You do.
Sure, I prepared some talking points, some counter accusations, and some half-truths. That should take care of it.
Where did you learn that?
From you and Mom.
Forget entrepreneur. That girl's all politician.
Well, I suppose we could consider homeschooling.
I think Archie's beyond learning.
For Jackie.
Uh-huh.
I'm serious. And it won't be all on you. I'll help. I can teach her some things.
I don't think cursing qualifies as a subject, George.
Why do you automatically assume... Yeah, you're right.
Pretty soon, she and her brother will be all grown up, thinking about college.
What?
Let's not take these moments for granted, George.
Garage sales?
No, just being together as a family. Life's too short. Don't sweat the small stuff. All those other cliches they print on t-shirts and greeting cards.
Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today.
Honesty is the best policy. Ooh, in fact, I'm sorry, George.
You're sorry. Sorry for what?
I broke one of your collectibles in the den.
You what? Which one?
One of the guys with the glow sticks.
Lightsabers! I don't believe this. You know how much they're worth.
I know.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure? I know how you love those things.
It's just a toy. Don't give it a second thought.
What a relief! I gotta tell you, I've been shitting kittens all day. I'm wondering if you'd find out how you'd react.
Now you know.
I gotta tell you, I'm really proud of you, honey. There was a time when an incident like this would have set you off on a tirade or dumped you into one of your funks, but you're handling it so well. Next time, I won't be so nervous about telling you something.
Next time.
You know what I mean. The foundation of any good relationship is trust. So no more secrets. Don't you agree? We're above that.
You know, darling, it's a funny story. I sort of have a secret to tell you. And I'm sorry to.
Well, whatever it is, I forgive you.
You do?
Of course. You were so great about forgiving me. What kind of hypocrite would I be if I didn't return the favor?
I lost my job.
Oh my God, George. Is that why you've been obsessing about money all day today? You should have said something when you got home from work yesterday. Carrying a load like that by yourself all night? You shouldn't have to do that.
I got laid off 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago? 6 weeks? What What the hell is the matter with you? Are you crazy or something?
That's our big understanding. Don't forget I forgave you for breaking my collectible.
Oh, so freaking what?
What about not wanting to be a hypocrite?
Oh, for heaven's sake, George, get over it. All secrets are not created equal. I can't believe you didn't say a word.
In my defense, I thought I'd have a new job sooner than this. A lot sooner. But what is that? Are you laughing?
I can't do this.
Can't do what?
Oh, make you think I'm furious when I knew.
Knew? Knew what?
That you lost your job.
You knew? And you didn't say anything? Are you insane?
Hello, Kettle.
When you know something, you're supposed to tell.
Like, I know you're being an idiot.
Yes, was that so difficult? Why didn't you say anything sooner?
And miss that look on your face. Not a chance. Besides, I was waiting for you to tell me.
Right. Sorry. Did Archie squeal?
No.
Then how did you find out?
I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but you're a terrible liar. You get this twitch in your eyebrow when you're about to tell a whopper.
I did that?
Every time I ask you how your day was. It's a good thing you don't play poker for a living. Anyway, I figured something was up, and I had no choice, so I put you under surveillance.
You had me followed? Who are you, the NSA?
Well, you had one of those drones in the basement.
That's a toy, it doesn't fly.
I'm kidding. I called your office. McGregor filled me in.
McGregor, that fink.
You kind of forced his hand, wouldn't you say, telling him, this job sucks?
That's code for I love a challenge.
You are a simple, simple man.
Well, who wants to be complicated?
That wasn't a compliment, George. You should have told me you weren't happy.
I'm not unhappy in general. Just dissatisfied with the work, I guess. I gotta tell you, I'm relieved you found out. I kept worrying I'd bump into you at the park.
Were you feeding the ducks?
You did have me followed!
Oh, but we were going through bread something fierce. I mean, I know the kids eat a lot, but come on.
It's probably for the best. The ducks could sense my fear. It can't be good for their digestion. I don't know what made me think I could keep it from you. Guess now I know I can't. So now what?
Well, I always figured I would go back to work when the kids were grown. I guess we will just have to move up that timetable.
You would do that?
Of course. I'm more than just chief cook and bottle washer, you know.
I know.
I've already started with a few tutoring jobs, but that's a short-term fix at best. Didn't you notice I've been out of the house a lot lately?
Guess I'm so poor I can't even pay attention.
Seriously, though, no more lies from either of us. Deal?
Deal. It might be a struggle for a bit.
We'll be fine, but we're going to have to watch every single cent we spend from now on. You know that, right?
Yeah, and no more waste. We're always throwing out too much or use too much to begin with. No more. We can all do better. That means you too.
Me? I never waste anything.
What about toilet paper?
You're a guy. You don't understand. Women need their toilet paper.
That's fine, but you have to use so much in one sitting? I swear, when you pull on a roll, it's like you're starting a chainsaw.
I do not.
You're breaking my collectibles.
Yup. Did I get your attention?
Yep. But I think in fairness, I'm gonna have to smash one of your Mrs. Claus pieces in solidarity. of
Don't
course.
you dare! We didn't get something for that. At least I'm willing to part with my things. What about that basement inner sanctum of yours?
You lay a finger on my Viking helmet, and you're in big trouble, baby.
Considering you got us into this mess, I think everything should be on the table. Pun intended. So I suggest you bring out your toys and uncrate those costumes and get them out here too.
Are you out of your Vulcan mind? I mean, yeah, I always thought we'd sell them off someday. But not like this. We'll get fleets selling them at a garage sale.
We have no choice. We need the money. Someday is here, George.
I know.
Are you okay?
Where are the tissues? Better just give me half of one.
the matter with you?
What?
I said, what's the matter?
I can't breathe. I don't remember this costume being so snug. It must have shrunk. My face is so damn humid.
Yeah, those have been a couple of cheeseburgers since you last fought crime there, chummy. Boy, sure emptied the vaults. I mean, look at all this clutter.
This isn't clutter, it's my life.
Then why are we doing this again?
Come on, after the way Brenda reacted to my bombshell, she could have freaked, but she was just amazing. Somehow starting to sell off the collections just feels like the right thing to do.
So it's like a reverse midlife crisis then. Instead of spending indiscriminately, you're giving away worldly possessions. Good for you. Very Franciscan.
I don't know if that's how. What are you doing?
Gotta show off the merchandise, Dinah girl.
Well, knock it off. I don't need men in white coats coming to start us off, okay?
Look, I'm just trying to help. Prospective buyers are gonna want to see these things in action, okay? Not crumpled up in a box or hanging on a hanger.
You want to help? Then just stand there.
Fine. I'm a statue. Where'd you get these things anyway? eBay or?
These? Oh wow, must have been Comic-Con 2002. I was fresh out of college and I just got my first real paycheck. It was more money than I ever had before.
So naturally you had to spend it, right?
Oh, of course. Anyway, we're having a blast, and I come across this costume booth. There were so many to choose from, and I'm staring at them, like Indiana Jones with the golden fertility idol. So I narrowed it down to two, but I couldn't decide. So Brenda says, get them both.
I can't imagine Brenda embracing the cosplay.
She doesn't. She never understood it much. I bought her Wonder Woman costume years ago. She's never worn it. You know, I almost feel bad for her. She's got 3 children to raise.
3? Hold the phone. You holding out a news? Brenda pregnant again?
Shit, no, that's the last thing we need right now. No, I mean me. I'm a confirmed kid. I don't know how she deals with me. Stays so positive. She's always been that way. She's like my Yoko.
She's your what now?
John Lennon and Yoko Ono at an art gallery.
Well, I thought you guys met at an amusement park.
We did. Will you shut up and listen? Yoko was having an exhibit. John went to check it out. There was one piece that was seemingly just a ladder.
A ladder? That's not art. Maybe the janitor just left it out.
So John climbs the ladder, and there's a black canvas hanging from the ceiling with a magnifying glass chained to it. He holds up the magnifying glass, and there, in the smallest print imaginable, is the word yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes, what?
It doesn't matter. The point is, that's what attracted me to Yoko most, her positive energy.
That story's outstanding. No idea what it means, though.
Hey, Dad.
I don't know why I tell you anything.
Because without me around, you are talking to yourself, Sancho Panza. Then the men in white coats are sure to show up.
Look at this old coin that last customer gave me.
Hold on to that. They say the older it is, the more it's worth.
Say, that's the year I was born.
Epic. I'm rich.
Well, how about I schedule your next dental appointment for the day after Halloween? That's enough.
Alright, calm down. Why so uptight, Cameron Fry?
You know how kids that age are. Anybody over 20 is old though.
Yeah, don't take it personal. You know, even though,
Even though what?
the old almond tree is starting to bloom.
How did this happen?
How did what happen?
Look at me. I'm 33 years old and I have nothing to show for it.
Not George, that's just not true.
Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence when he was 33. George Lucas finished Star Wars when he was 33.
But you know what else?
No, what?
Jesus saved the world at 33.
Oh, thanks a lot. I wasn't to top that. I can't compete with eternal life.
You know, I've actually often thought of the afterlife as one big giant garage sale.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, well think about it. I mean, people are always stuffing all sorts of tchotchkes into people's caskets when they die. I mean, how cool would that be? You get up to the pearly gates and St. Peter hands you a table number. Here you go, George.
Whoa, whoa, why am I the one that's dead?
You'll be right over there next to Rude Cheswick and their jars of sand and Alonzo Peppermint with his athletic equipment from the 1920s.
There's something the matter with you.
Please don't move your table. There'll be no selling of alcohol, tobacco, firearms, or explosives. Anybody caught dumping garbage in the dumpster will be prosecuted. And by prosecuted, I mean...
Who places explosives in a person's coffin? Answer me that.
You know, you're going to need to change your attitude if you want to get up there. Yeah, that's right. I said if. I hear how you talk sometimes.
Oh, leave me alone.
All right, so look. So you haven't accomplished much with the precious life that God gave you. So what? Start now.
Sure, what's that expression? Life begins at 40. You've got that beat.
You're right. I'm a smart guy.
Whoa, who's anything but you being smart?
I bet if I put my mind to it, I can think of something important to do, something useful, something to leave behind when I shake off this mortal coil. And when people ask, who did that? A cry will go up. George Morris.
Like a legacy.
Yes, yes, a legacy. What will my legacy be?
Whoa, whoa. You don't plan a legacy, all right? That's for other people to discuss after you're gone. Immortality is earned, not conceived. Honest, Dave.
So I'm back to square one. Wasted life and nothing to show for it.
George, you're torturing yourself unnecessarily.
Yeah. You don't calm down, you're gonna have to go on to the cardiologist and take a stress test.
I don't need a stress test. My life is a stress test.
Then calm down.
Sure, stop thinking about it.
If only for today.
There isn't a problem that doesn't look different by morning's light.
Just put it out of my mind, just like that. All right, no more talk of careers then.
Maybe we're going about this whole job search thing the wrong way.
Archie!
No, hear me out. Okay, I got an idea. Come over here.
What?
Samwise, get over here. I want to try something.
You're not gonna hug me again, are you?
Just come over here, will you, please? All right, now lie down on the ground.
Hell no.
Try to have an open mind about this. All right.
This isn't some yoga thing, is it? You know I don't believe in that crap.
It's not yoga. Just lie down and stare straight up at the sky.
Is this the thing with with clouds where you're supposed to see shapes?
Just stare at the sky!
Yeah.
Getting anything?
Anything what?
Somebody once told me that staring at the color blue is supposed to help you think outside the box. It's a big blue sky up there. Getting anything?
Oh, I am.
Really?
Help me up. I don't know why I listen to you.
Hey, look at that.
What is it?
Yoda's face, I see.
This is pointless.
Look, you need to hold your mud, Kato. Now look, I was reading in the paper the other day.
Please stop being you.
Ever since the hurricane, there's been Asian weed overgrowing in North Jersey, okay? Smothering hillsides and swallowing trees. You know what they're using to combat that Asian weed?
I have no idea.
Some species of weevil. Do you know why?
I have even less of an idea of why.
Because the one and only thing that weevil eats is that same Asian weed. I mean, the only thing. Can you imagine? It's a perfect fit. Everybody has something they're destined for. Even you.
Bottom line, if you could do anything you wanted and get paid for it, what would it be?
That's the problem. I don't know.
Well, we'll just have to take some time and figure it out together. And whatever it is, I will support you.
How much for this iron?
$3.
You know what they say? Do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Very profound. Except I don't think most people get that luxury.
What do you mean?
Not everyone's like Archie with their very career they dream of when they're 10 years old. I think most people toy the quiet resignation, doing what they have to, not necessarily what they love, in order to survive.
How awfully sad.
All right, I'll take it. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Another happy customer.
Oh, what's this? Some papers.
Papers? What papers?
They look important.
Will you let me see?
They're mine.
Not yet. The transaction hasn't got through.
There, I bought the box. Fair and square.
You bought an iron.
Welcher, what if they're valuable, like letters from Ben Franklin's son? I've read about this sort of thing.
What are they, George?
Copies of tax forms.
They must be old. Look how yellow the pages are.
1939.
A memorable year.
They're from my grandparents.
That must have been Nana's iron. You sold Nana's iron.
Well, you're not getting it back.
Will you look at this? You want to guess how much my grandfather was making in 1939? $1,200.
How much for the year?
That was for the year.
Huh. Well, I thought you said your grandfather was a bartender.
That's what my dad always said. Why?
Says here is a window washer.
That was common back then. People were always working a couple jobs at a time just to make ends meet.
But window washers are the only thing marked down. Why did my father lie about that?
Maybe it was all a front. Because your grandfather was really a gun runner.
So you had no idea, George? Can you imagine getting by on $100 a month?
Times were different then. The price of gas was 10 cents a gallon.
I'll bet for them it didn't matter. It wasn't about the money. They were happy.
If it's not about the money, how about knocking a couple of bucks off the price of this iron, George?
You all right?
He does this all the time. He's working himself up over nothing. You'll see, he'll be just fine.
He looks constipated.
Oh yeah, how about that? Same face.
You know, that's not convenient. I mean, you could misdiagnose something seriously important.
Either way, he'll blurt out something eventually.
What if Jackie's kids are looking through some of her things one day and come across some of my financial papers?
There it is.
It could be at a garage sale just like this one. What will they think then?
Who cares? He'll be dead.
They'll think just what you should.
Which is what?
That you did the best you could. That's all any of us can do. George, are you okay?
Do you know what this is the face of?
Constipation.
No! Disappointment. I never want Jackie or her children to ever feel like this. I want her to see me as a hero.
Hello? Did you sell all the mirrors today?
Not this kind of hero. Someone she can look up to, emulate.
Well, most kids don't think of their dads as heroes. Not when they're kids, anyway. It's not until they get older and they look back on their life that they think, hey, my old man was all right. I want to be like him.
That's so true.
You know who she idolizes now?
Charles Lindbergh.
Charles? No! What? You wouldn't dig back 85 years to find an example?
That's who popped into my head. First man to fly the Atlantic. Yeah, I bet he would have kicked some mean zombie behind too, huh?
Who's her hero, George?
Bart Simpson.
That's not true.
It most certainly is. I saw a poster in your room. Hey, Archie! I'll see you later!
Dad! Sorry. Trixie! Dad! Trixie's run off!
You want to be her hero? Then go find her dog. Please, I got this. Go. That's another $10 in the kitty. Think we should take that money and run up to Atlantic City or something, huh?
Oh, no, that would be dishonest. Hey, you're pretty good at this. It comes to you naturally, I think.
Just need to have a system.
And what's yours?
Scan, identify, predict, decide, execute.
5 steps of a motorcycle safety check.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about sizing people up. See, anybody can find what they want. I find what they need.
Listen to you, so self-assured and confident.
You think?
Oh, I could never be like that with strangers.
It's hard to be anything less when you're Captain America.
You never said who your hero is.
What?
You know the conversation with George earlier?
Oh, that. Well, it's easy, really. One George A. Romero. I know you don't know who
Night
that
of the
is.
Living Dead, sure I know who he is.
How about that? I never met a woman who knew who he was.
Guess you've been running in the wrong circles then.
Must be. I'm sorry, how did we not hit it off the first time we met? Was I overanalyzing the Battle of Helm's Deep or something?
Hardly. In fairness, it was just a split-second meeting. And you weren't in uniform.
Guess I should have been paying better attention. Wait, was it a Sunday? I tend to get distracted on Sundays.
Right, because of services. Brenda said you do a lot for your church.
The Walking Dead.
What?
Oh no, I didn't mean that the people at my church are zombies or dead in any other capacity for that matter. Although someday there will be. Dead, that is. Not that zombie, but that'd be a bit daft, don't you think?
Right.
I mean, there's plenty of ways for parishioners to die that don't involve zombies, right? I mean, you got old age, bus accidents, falls, you get your whole cancer family. Oh my God.
Are you alright?
What I meant to say was The Walking Dead. It's a television show on Sunday nights, and I tend to get a bit hyped up when there's a new episode coming on, so that's probably why I don't remember meeting you. But sure that wouldn't interest you.
Are you
because
kidding?
it's-
I love that show.
Wait a second. What's going on here? Something's not right.
What's wrong?
No. This is too easy. You're not supposed to like everything that I like.
But I do.
No woman ever likes what I like. The founding fathers wrote in the Constitution, I'm sure.
You're being silly.
Am I? Who put you up to this?
No one.
Nice try.
Look, maybe I misread the signals, but I thought you were into me.
Into you? Ha! Wickedness changes a woman's looks and makes her sullen as a female bear.
Look, I was just trying to
Tell it to the whales, you can go now.
You're serious?
Serious like a heart attack. I knew this was too good to be true.
No, Archie. What was too good was to think there was a guy that was comfortable just being himself.
I know who I am.
Well, good for you, Captain Nimrod. Able to find people what they need, except when what they need is right in front of them.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you may be a hero with the costume on, but underneath you're just a big fat zero.
I am not fat!
Hey, Archie. Sorry to leave you holding the ball like that.
Hey, Lampwick, did you put her up to that? I know you're in a bad way right now, but that's low even for you.
What are you talking about?
Sally.
Oh, no. You were alone with her. What did you do?
Me? She's a fraud and I'm wise to your ploy.
What ploy? Introducing you to a girl who likes everything you do? Yeah, I'm a real bastard.
She what now?
She likes every single thing you do. Straight down to those ever-loving zombies, God help her. If there's a female you out there, she's it. So I asked Brendan to invite her over sometime. I figured if ever there was a slam dunk, this was it. And what did you do? You had to be yourself.
Oh no, Dixon. What have I done?
Seems to me you just scared off the one person who's not undead who actually might want to spend eternity with you. Congratulations!
There goes the chair.
Any sign of Trixie?
None. Why must they always run?
Should have kept my mouth shut.
I should have kept her tied up.
Still say you should have gone looking for her in that costume, huh? I mean, how cool would that have been? Superhero dad rescues dog. Film at 11.
But what if she doesn't show this time? One more reason for my family to see me as a failure.
I'm sorry, Charlie Brown.
Don't. Not now.
What?
You know what? You don't call me by my real name. Never have.
Check it out, this guy's got Star Wars figures over here.
What kind of a name is George anyway?
It's my given name since always.
Hey, you really selling all these?
Only if someone will give them a good home.
It's not you.
Not me. So George's no good, but somehow it's fine to call me Quinn the Eskimo?
It's not what I would think to call you. I mean,
Just call me George.
I can't.
Why not?
It would be insincere.
What are you talking about?
It's like in Star Wars, where Han Solo's about to desert the rebellion against the attack on the Death Star. He turns to Luke Skywalker and he says, "Hey Luke, may the Force be with you." Such an awful line. I cringe every time I hear it. You knew it wasn't coming from the heart. So, George, no, never. I'll never call you that.
You're certifiable.
Hey,
What?
don't you got any Jar Jar Binks?
Are you kidding?
But he's my favorite character.
Get off my property!
I'm reaching for my lightsaber. Kids in my rap music.
Oh, look at this, will ya? More personal papers.
Your family ever hear of filing cabinets?
My mother's idea of organization was a little offbeat.
So, tax forms with the iron because it was her favorite Monopoly piece?
More likely her way of ironing out the financial wrinkles.
Nice. What is it this time?
My father's birth certificate, but holy shit, I'm right. Take a look.
That's something else.
Something else? Don't you see it?
What? What am I supposed to be seeing?
Look at the last name, Morris Son. It's spelled differently.
Oh.
Somewhere along the line, someone dropped the O-N to make it Morris.
Ah, it's probably just a Claire. Oh, what? What's the problem now? It's just a name.
Without your name, what have you?
No, maybe this is why I've been calling you by the wrong name all these years. You weren't you.
Don't say that.
I'm kidding.
I've always been me, or at least what I thought I was. And in an instant, it's like, I don't even know who I am anymore.
You're you, okay? The same you've always been. The fact that you're freaking out over the spelling of a name on some aging piece of paper, that's more you than you've ever been.
I don't feel like me. I mean, what if there's something else? Some other secret my family kept from me.
Like, how your grandfather wasn't really a gun runner, because he was a bootlegger.
He was not.
No, it all makes sense now. I mean, it was the era of Prohibition. He had access to all that liquor, so they changed the spelling of the name to shield the family from the law. Your grandfather's kind of like a criminal. Cool.
That explains finding the birth certificate in the rosary bead pouch. My mother wanted to take the sin off it. I'm reaching a point of critical mass here, Arch. Nothing is what I thought it was. It's all upside down.
And yet the world keeps spinning.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning things may seem upside down right now, but in the end, it all comes round again.
That's my father's wedding ring.
So even though the rosary beads hid the family stain, there was still room left for one last kind gesture, a remembrance of an undying love. Things are never all bad. You know, there's a lesson in this, Huck Finn.
What would that be?
That if you just keep looking, you can find the bright side to any problem. Like a missing dog.
Or a spurned love interest.
You'll find her.
Lost. One tan and gray Pekingese dog. Answers to the name of Trixie. Missing since September 14th, 2013. You want me to start with heartbroken, or please help us find the faithful member of the family? Something like that? We're gonna find her, Jackie. Don't worry. She's run off before and always come back. Call 609-555-1138. Okay, let's talk reward. How about $500? $1,000?
You're lowballing.
$1,000, that's a fair amount.
Dad, you offered more than that for Toby.
Yeah? Yeah, we did. Toby's your brother.
Duh.
Okay, $2,000. How's that?
Thanks, Dad.
Hey, how much for the lamp?
McGregor, you got a lot of nerve showing your face around here.
Still sore, huh?
What happened?
It was all a numbers game. You know how the game is played. The budget got trimmed and we couldn't keep everybody on, so we had to make some choices. Tough choices.
And, I mean, I've got experience going for me, years in the job. That should have counted for something in my favor, right?
Yeah, well, ordinarily that would be a check on your side.
Well, what then? Why didn't you stand up for me?
It was your attitude.
Again with the attitude. What the hell does that mean?
Well, for instance, when the supervisor on the Wilcox project criticized your work, you told him he sucked like a dirt devil. And when he told you he was just being honest, what did you say?
That's what all jerks say.
Insulting the manager, not your best move.
I was just kidding. You know how it is on the job. All the guys razzing each other.
Yeah, at construction sites maybe, but not in the office. You never used to be like that. You were a model office worker. You got the best jobs, and the entire staff looked up to you. But then something changed. You snapped or something. What was it? Work? Management?
Both? I don't know, McGregor. Did you ever just get to a point in your life where you felt stuck? Like maybe there was something more?
You know, I understand what you're getting at completely.
So you felt that way too?
Never.
Look, I didn't mean to insult him. He should have thicker skin.
Look, when he graciously offered to write you a recommendation, you told him that you were putting your dog down as a reference instead?
Burn that bridge, did I?
Amazingly enough, maybe not. See, the company's reorganizing again.
Of course.
And they're going into a new division, robotic engineering. The company wants to explore the possibility of doing construction jobs using robotic crews. Very cutting edge stuff.
What, so?
The top brass picked me to head up the division, and I get to pick my own team.
Why are you telling me all this now?
I did it, George. I did it. I got them to take you back. It was a tough nut to crack, and it wasn't very easy. You know, considering your history, they were very reluctant to take you back. But I convinced them that you were the only guy who could deliver what they need.
Thanks.
It's a special project, George. We get involved in the day-to-day decision-making, but some allowances had to be made.
Such as, what, would I have to travel?
No,
Longer hours?
you'd have to take a pay cut.
A pay cut.
Yeah, you see, this is robotics. It's brand new for them, and before they sink a lot of money into this project, they want to see how it goes, and it's the only way they would take you back.
How much?
About half.
Half salary? Is this a joke?
No, no joke.
How am I supposed to support my family on half salary?
Well, half is better than none, and, well, under the circumstances, shall I tell them you're on board?
You can tell them to forget it.
What?
You heard me tell them to go shit in their ass.
George, this is robotics. Every time you saw a science fiction movie, that's all you could talk about when you left the theater. Are you sure?
Did I stutter?
Just so you know, George, if you pass on this one, I'm moving on to the next person on the list. And don't call me up in a week and expect the job to still be on the table, because it won't be.
Your phone will ring, I can promise you that.
Great. You know, I don't understand you, George. A golden opportunity like this lands right in your lap, and you turn it down? I stuck up for you. Remember that, you ungrateful bastard.
It's not that I don't appreciate it, I do. But I can't go back. Going back at half salary would be like a mini defeat.
Never confuse a single defeat with a total defeat. So, what are you going to do?
I'm having a garage sale in case you haven't noticed. I'll manage.
Well, looks like things have died down a lot here. How you holding up?
I feel like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. What is an expression? When Gregor was just here, offered me a new job.
Hey, that's terrific! I told you something
I
with great
have
news.
salary. Can you believe that?
Half? Ooh. Wow. I mean, that'll be tough, but I'm sure you
I
guys
turned him
can-
down.
Turned him down? Are you back on a pipe? How could you possibly say no to him after everything that's happened?
It's not right.
Look, if you tell me I have something better lined up, something real and tangible, and will pay you better, make you happy, I'll say I'm all for it. But if this is just some sort of
Don't lecture
private-
me, Arch.
You hear the one about the man in the flood?
I'm not in the mood.
It had rained and rained, and the river overflowed.
But you're gonna tell me anyway.
A man stands on his front lawn up to his ankles in water. Just then a truck drives up, and the driver offers to give the man a ride. Except the man says, "No thank you, I'll be fine, God will provide." But as time goes by, the waters keep rising. Then a boat shows up. People on board say there's room for one more. Save himself and hop aboard. Except the man says, "No thank you, God will provide."
Archie, I really...
Well, it gets worse, much worse. We're talking epic flooding here. Biblical proportions. The man has to climb onto his roof just to stay dry. There's nowhere else for him to go. He spots a helicopter, right? It hovers over his house, and they throw down the ladder. They say, "Climb up and they'll fly him to safety." Saved at last. Except one more time, the man declines. God will provide. So the man dies.
This is a terrible
The
story.
man dies and goes to heaven. And he confronts God. He says, "Hey, what happened? I kept telling everyone, God will provide, and you let me drown." Then God says, "Are you mad? I did provide. I sent you a truck, a boat, and a helicopter.
I'm sure you're getting at something, but I really don't.
Just to recap, all right? You said you didn't want to help rebuild the shore because you said it would ruin your hobby. Fine. You didn't want to go back to school because you said you couldn't afford it. Now the perfect job comes along despite your erratic behavior, and somehow none of it's any good for you. How many opportunities can one man pass up? Everyone's been coming up for solutions for your problem, and you won't take any of them. You know, sometimes when someone offers you a hand, you have to reach back.
What do you want me to do?
Go! Go catch that helicopter before it's too late.
No, I can't.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't explain it. Somehow it feels as if everything is pointing to this one moment. That any hope of happiness for the future is riding on this one decision. Not just for me, but for the whole family.
Boy, oh boy. You know, that's a heap of pressure you just dumped on yourself, buddy. Alright, maybe we're just looking at this the wrong way.
How exactly would you suggest I look at it? If you mention zombies, we're no longer friends.
Well, the good book says, whether a tree falls to the north or to the south, wherever it falls, there shall it lie.
Do you mind telling me what the name of Great Caesar's ghost that means?
When it comes to our futures, we are all powerless. We can't calculate it any more than we can control it.
Once again, that is profound.
You're welcome.
You know, here's something else. You can give me guidance all day, quoting the Bible, pulling all sorts of advice out of thin air. There's a word for someone like you.
Self-help guru?
Asshole.
You know what? I'm done. You're on your own with this one, Bucky Barnes.
What?
No, I've been here all day, pitching in, listening to your nonsense. I don't need to be chastised for it. Simple thank you would have done just fine. Let me tell you something else. All this crap that you think only happens to you, happens to everyone somewhere along the line. And they all figure it out.
Figure what out?
That it's never just about you. And things will never change until you find out you're not the center of the universe.
Well, that was a disaster.
You're telling me.
You could search for days and not turn up anything.
Well, weeks at this rate.
My feet hurt.
It's exhausting.
Oh, I'd give anything for a little shiatsu relief right now, but I think we still have a foot massager. Best to keep upbeat, though. It will be worth it in the end.
That's gonna be hard.
It will be dark soon. Maybe we should regroup. Take another crack at it.
What'd you have in mind?
Flashlight, maybe a whistle.
Archie thinks turning down McGregor's job over was a mistake. What are you talking about?
Our lost dog. What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, George. You didn't. Tell me you didn't.
I didn't. But I did. It was half salary, Brenda. Half. That's insulting.
Who cares? First rule of family, you do what you have to do to take care of them.
I will. This just wasn't the right way to do that.
The right way for a home. I've tried, George. Lord knows I've tried. I didn't pitch a fit when I found out that you lost your job. And I didn't pop a gasket when you lied about it. I tried to understand just what you were going through. I've been the quintessential supportive wife. What more do you want from me?
It'll be just like we said. Mike, we have to struggle for a bit.
Oh, you bring up that stupid toilet paper.
We just need to stay better, that's all.
Look at our basement. I should never have let you bring those action figures into the house. They were just a gateway drug to more expensive items. Before I knew it, you were strung out on life-size statues and prop replicas.
You know, you got what you wanted too. Women always do.
You have no idea what women want.
I know exactly what women want.
Really? What's that?
Shoes. Look at all these shoes. One of every color. One for every occasion. When was the last time you wore this thing? Here's a tip. Save us all some money and go down to the local bowling alley. They're giving shoes away.
What about you? I'll switch off every light in the house, and you'll walk in each room, switch each light back on. You'd think you own stock in the electric company.
Well, we both need to make some changes, that's all. Sacrifice, that's the key.
I don't think you know what that word means.
I'm sorry to see that. I don't know what happened.
You screwed up.
My daughter, the banker. I thought you're on a new iPad or something.
That was never about that, Dad. I've got all I need.
You'd really do this? Nah, you keep it. At this rate, that's the extent of your college fund.
Let's send it to the people down the shore, victims of the hurricane and the fire. They really need it.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm interested in your Matchbox cars. How much for the lot of them?
You want to buy the whole case?
Mm-hmm. I realize they're probably worth a lot, but I was hoping you'd give someone a break.
How about $20?
$20? Let me call my husband.
I understand you wanting to help Jackie, but college costs money. I mean, do you even know what you want to be when you grow up?
It depends on the day you ask me. I can see myself being a lawyer, or an astronaut, or owning a farm maybe. I try not to think about it too much. Sometimes you find your path, sometimes it finds you. I guess it doesn't really matter what it is though, just as long as you're happy.
Could you do $10?
Sure, why not?
You will? Really? Oh my.
I hope your children enjoy them.
They're not for my kids.
Your husband?
No. I'm a special education teacher. All of my students are autistic, and the Matchbox cars help them focus, and I think ultimately brings them joy. You have no idea the difference you made. Bless you, bless you.
Dad, I know what I want to be when I grow up.
You do? What?
You.
Me?
Sure, Dad. Not all superheroes wear capes.
George, what are you doing?
Blowing up balloons.
I can see that.
You want to take a hit?
Oh, I knew we'd deal with this would happen. I knew we'd send you over the edge. I just didn't think it would happen so fast.
No, it's all good. See?
You're talking like a minion.
Come on, now look. See?
Love. What does that mean?
It means whatever you want it to mean, as long as the message is positive.
I did some too, Mom. This one says scared.
Yeah, look, we got others like yes and up and hope and believe. It's great.
Did we break you?
I'm fine. Seriously, never better.
I know I said some awful things.
I said worse. Winter must be cold for those with no warm memories. I forgot what was most important. It won't happen again. Tomorrow starts today.
It'll be dark soon. I guess the garage sale is over.
I've been holding down the fort.
He forgave me, though I'm still not sure why.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven. Besides, every superhero needs a sidekick. There, you satisfied? I said it.
I have to say, I'm surprised and a little embarrassed.
Ah, don't be.
I just never imagined you thought of me as a superhero.
I'm saying about you being a superhero.
You did.
When?
Just now you said every superhero needs a sidekick,
Right.
right?
So?
So if I'm the superhero, then you're the sidekick.
Think again, Wizard Glick. I'm no sidekick.
You're infuriating.
Enough.
Just don't forget about your promise, okay?
Promise what promise?
I told him he'd finish the garage sale for us, and I'd build him a doomsday room.
Castle. Doomsday Castle. Just like on the show.
Okay.
This way we'll all be safe when the zombies come. Sally, what are you what are you doing here?
George explained about your unique verbal affliction.
He did he? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm an evangelical EMT. I mean, my tombstone's going to read he could save others, but he could not save himself.
That's why we have friends, to help set things right.
I guess I should be flattered you were nervous enough to stick your foot so far down your mouth.
Oh, no question. I got a wicked case of athlete's tongue.
Stop talking.
How do you do?
Sorry, buddy. $65.80.
Gee, I made over 100 and all I saw was some lemonade.
So you know what your problem is? You got bad merchandise. See, next time what we're going to do is...
I know you were hoping for more than $65.
Hey, there's 65 more than we had yesterday. Pizzas are on me.
Woo!
So much for your grand plan. Now what?
Plan B.
You know it's sad that the garage sale was plan A, right?
I called McGregor back and accepted the robotics job.
Really? Are you sure?
Not at all. This new department of his, it's a big risk.
So is doing nothing.
What changed your mind?
A man can't get rich if he takes proper care of his family.
That's lovely.
What is that?
No novel is saying.
I didn't know you were part Indian, Tonto.
I found it in the book of quotes.
We have a book of quotes.
Not anymore. I sold it. But I'm keeping that book on natural disasters, though. Perfect reading for my training seminar.
What do you say, Jackie? All set? Let's take to the skies.
What for?
Wherever they land, may they give people hope.
Trixie, is that you, girl? Mom, Dad, she's back.
She found her way home.
Well, we all do eventually. Say, I don't want you to go down here. So I ask this with the deepest respect. But any chance of you trying the Wonder Woman costume?
Sure. But not for another 9 months.